Hi, welcome. My name is Angelina and I like to fix ugly K-pop thumbnails while not getting paid and consequently also not getting acknowledged for it. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing today, from bad thumbnails to terrible thumbnails to thumbnails that honestly aren't that bad but could use a little bit of work, honestly. And for this video especially, we're not going to exclusively work on K-pop music video thumbnails, but we're also going to include some music stages as well. Because frankly, I don't know who signed off on this, but we're going to take it into our own hands. But before we get into this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and share it with friends you don't have. And since you're here, you might as well subscribe to my second channel where I upload weekly vlogs. So we're gonna start off with Rosé from Blackpink, or Rosé for the enthusiasts. So I wrote a joke about her having a really fire thumbnail for her music video. No, we're not gonna go there. Just know that the actual music video thumbnail was amazing. It looked beautiful. It tells a beautiful story. You know, we have a bright pink dress that cascades down ever so dramatically, and then of course my life in the background. You know, there's just a strange sense of comfort that can be felt. How about you? Are you okay? However, despite this, YG Entertainment chose the most random and weird screenshot for the Inkigayo stage that they uploaded to their own channel. YG does this for whatever reason. It's definitely not the first time they've done this. They've done this before and it's been terrible before, taking really random screenshots, even leaving the whole Inkigayo logos in there. So here's the thing, for M Countdown Mnet, they released the most beautiful, most HD pictures you could imagine. Not to bring Ateez into this too early on, but just look at this. Honestly, there are so many Mnet stages that are just chef's kiss, that are just wonderful and beautiful. And it's like, we all hate Mnet, but we have to give them credit where credit is due. They do have really amazing stages, amazing lighting most of the time, and amazing pictures that they release. Now that cannot be said for Inkigayo or SBS. They just don't offer that same quality. And same for MBC, they do offer pictures that are a little bit higher quality than SBS, but I just have a little bit of a beef with the backgrounds that they use and their lighting, just a little bit. But alas, we're gonna work with what we have. So I like to use this site called Kpopping. It's kind of an archive of a bunch of pictures, and they usually have a lot of stage pictures. So we're gonna go to kpopping.com and we're gonna look up Miss Rosé, and we're just gonna pick whatever pictures I think I could work with. So you'll see we definitely have a few options. They don't, they're not Mnet. Like you cannot compare them. But another app that I do use is called Remini, which is an app like on my phone, and it helps improve the quality of pictures usually. If I really can't find anything that's HD enough, I use this app. It was recommended to me in a video once, and I've been using it ever since. It can be funny sometimes, but I'm just saying, it's free for 5 uses every day. So for SBS, we're going to make an old style SBS thumbnail. They have since changed the way they do thumbnails, which I think is not fun anymore. These days, Inkigayo thumbnails can honestly be mistaken for like any type of fan cam thumbnail, and it can cause a little bit of confusion. I just think it doesn't stand out like their old thumbnails did. I just prefer their old style, so that's what we're going to do. I have the template for this on my old laptop, but sometimes I just choose to make my life harder and do everything all over again, and I can't explain why. So I'm just gonna cut out this border, and the way this usually goes is you'll have the group on the left side and then one member on the right side. So since she's a soloist, we're just gonna, there's just 2 of her. How simple. So this is what the old style is ending up looking like, and I'm actually really in love, like compared to the original. I mean, the colors are just brighter, it's bolder, it catches my attention definitely a lot more than the original. But I did want to play with another idea. This one is more inspired by Mnet. So Mnet is usually popular for this type of style of thumbnail, and I love recreating these, but these days they as well have started changing their thumbnails, and they do lines that just I feel don't really match. Like let's say Brave Girls Rollin'. I just don't know why they cut the pictures like this. I feel like there's a lot of space that isn't used properly. Whereas if they just cut straight lines, or if there's 3 members, you just cut it into 3, it would look a lot better. But anyways, sometimes Mnet does this type of style where they just kind of blend 2 pictures together. So that's what we're doing right now. We could even add the YG logo if we wanted to. Doesn't make the most sense to me, might be mistaken for trying to pass off as a music video. Anyways, I don't like the thumbnail. That was a terrible idea. But yes, so these are essentially both of our options, and I would love to know in the comments down below. So let me know, do you like the original, or do you like option number 1 or option number 2? So let me know in the comments down below. Another thumbnail that I really didn't like is Hyuna's Good Girl thumbnail. I I don't mind her face. Honestly, give me more faces like this for the love of second gen. Please give me more expressions like this. But I just don't like it when other people are in the shot and they kind of, maybe they shouldn't be there. They just aren't cut out for it. Like literally, they didn't get cut out of it. That was funnier when I wrote it down. So my first option is quite simply this shot of her head on a pool table. Arguably my favorite shot in the music video because it's fun, it's quirky, and it represents those very aspects from the music video. So all we have to do is add that P Nation logo to it, and here it is. I have to admit this thumbnail would for sure intrigue me, not only again because of the colors, because of the scene itself, it just seems really interesting. And then we also have the last shot from the music video, which also could work, but I'm leaning more towards the first one. It's just more colorful and eye-catching. But of course, as always, don't forget to let me know which one is your favorite. Do you like the original, or do you like option number 1 or option number 2? So now we're going to bring Ateez into this because did you think I wouldn't after accidentally buying 6 of their albums? Now here's the thing. I know you guys are all blinded by skin showing and I'm not judging you. Maybe just a little bit, but I think, just a little bit is fine. But I've personally had beef with their performance teaser ever since it came out. Like I know for a fact everyone is like, oh my god, Sans abs. Oh my god, look, he's like front. They picked the thumbnail because of Sans abs. I've heard it all. I'm in this fandom, like I know what people are saying. But I will have you know that nothing can distract me from the fact that this is terribly off-center. I'll admit the colors are nice. I think it tells a nice story, but it's just not working for me. Also, not every member is visible. Like, I know Mingi's missing, but like, where's Hongjoong? I don't know why we didn't take our time and energy to start any type of hashtag for this. Just feel like, what are we really doing with our time here? Like, sure, voting is super important, but like, what about the little issues? I'm just a little appalled by this lack of intensity. I'm kidding, but let's move on. So I took 2 different screenshots. Really, all you have to do is cut out the KQ Entertainment logo. So I like option number 1. I think it's nicely centered. We can see every member. And it takes up the space pretty well. But for fun, we also have option number 2. I think it's also kind of nice, but I feel as though there's just a lot of space up top. But we have Yeosang in the center, which is also why I did not opt to change the original music video's thumbnail, because I thought, 18s might get a little mad. So in this instance, I'm pretty sure my thumbnails are going to lose, but nevertheless, I would love to know if you prefer the original option number 1 or option number 2. So Rosie asked if I could look into some of Somi's performance thumbnails for What You Waiting For, because apparently she was done dirty. Not gonna lie, I noticed this as well. Notably, again, this Inkigayo stage, we're just going hard on SBS. They give us false copyright claims. You know how K-pop TikTok has just collectively decided that they hate Super Junior, and and 12-year-old me just feels really validated by that. I've decided this channel is an anti-SBS channel. Here we go. So this Inkigayo stage, we have this thumbnail with her tongue out and confetti off-center in her forehead, which gives a slight unibrow vibe, and there's nothing wrong with having a unibrow. I need to say that. I don't want anyone to think I'm anti-unibrow. Like, if you're gonna have a unibrow, like, do it. Like, if she actually had a unibrow, awesome, but like, it just adds a weird shadow to her face. So we're gonna try to fix it. And again, we're going to be going on K-popping because though Somi did perform on Mnet, the Mnet thumbnails are actually kind of nice. This one is a little bit questionable, but there weren't really that many other options. I looked into it. And again, I'm really excited to try an old style Inkigayo thumbnail again. So again, I would love to know, do you prefer the original thumbnail with the confetti on her face, option number 1 with the 2 pink pictures, or option number 2 with the darker background face shot? Nerak suggested EXID, or the forbidden name EXID, and the thumbnail for L.I.E, since it's apparently low quality and does not reflect the concept. Okay, so first things first, I can't download this thumbnail in 1080p, it just doesn't exist. Obviously, bad quality. But the video itself is disposable in 1080p, so I don't know. Who knows what happened there? Not only that, but in the original comment, they did say that it didn't reflect the concept. So when I'm looking at the thumbnail, I'm thinking kind of Miss A Hush vibes. I'm thinking girl crush. But then when I actually watch the music video, it's like really quirky. It gives me a slight Zimzalabim vibes. Very slight. I think it's just the purple and varying elements. So I definitely agree with that point as well. There are just so many colors to play with. So let's start with the logo. Since I can't download the older thumbnails, in fact, even their newer thumbnails seem to be a bit low quality as well. I actually just Googled banana culture logo, found this thumbnail, and I just ran with it. It's still pretty low quality, but you know what? There's just not much I can do about that. So of course, we're gonna cut out the logo, and here are the screenshots that I chose from. So we have the opening scene, and I thought it was quite charming. After actually watching the music video, I feel like this would fit the theme 100% better. I'm not opposed to this purple moment. Then we have this car scene, which also features purple. I thought it would be nice as well. And then lastly, a similar photo, which just seems a little bit intriguing, you know, Hotel EXID, their forbidden name, EXID. As usual, let me know, do you prefer the original, even though you can count the pixels on that, or option number 1, option number 2, or option number 3? Pizza Kid suggested Jopping, but I'll be honest, I don't think it's that bad. They're saying that, you know, Taemin is the only one who isn't focused, but I don't know, just like from far, I think it's really nice. And I would actually say, like, out of the big 4, including Big Hit, SM really are the company who do the better thumbnails. Not always, but generally. But they also suggested Psycho by Red Velvet, and I 100% agree because, you know, when you think of Psycho, do you think of this scene? No, you don't. The thing is, Psycho is such a visually stunning masterpiece, and they chose this random scene, and it features all of the members. Usually when you see everyone in the same screen, they're dancing, so it doesn't really work out. So I understand why they would pick a scene like this, but at the same time, like, this is not the scene to me that stands out the most in any way, shape, or form. And if Psycho doesn't have the most options for a thumbnail within a music video, I don't know what music video does. So we'll start first, of course, with the logo, which actually, since I got my new photo editing software, it has been a lot easier to like cut things out. Just like the color picker, or just the way it like analyzes colors and isolates them, is a lot smarter than my old one. But again, I will be leaving the free editing software in the comments below. Description. Moving on. So the first option is this shot of Irene. I think the fact that it is off-center works better for this logo, actually. I think it actually complements the logo so beautifully, especially since I took the border off. And that's a major issue with SM as well. They'll keep the borders. They'll have nice thumbnails for the most part, but often they will keep the border if there is one. And again, just adding a logo over a border is a huge no-no for me. And just look how amazing this, it's beautiful in my opinion. Like, I do understand wanting to see the entirety of the picture, which actually contributes to why I scrapped the second option that I had, because the photo was too wide. It was Sugi looking at herself in the mirror, but she wasn't actually looking in the mirror, so it was a little bit creepy. And I contemplated just her face alone, but it didn't really work out, so I dropped this one as an option. But you know, that's kind of an instance where the wide shot with the borders would have been necessary to really see the whole picture. So this next option is the best option, hands down, in my opinion. Like, if this shouldn't have been the thumbnail, I don't know what should. Like, I just really love Psycho, and this shot is just beautiful. This is probably the best shot in the music video, and again, without the borders, I feel like the logo looks so much nicer. We have another shot of Irene where she cuts herself and then puts her wound to her mouth. I thought it could tell a story. I also like this shot of Joy and Sugi telling secrets, but I dropped this as an option as well. And I also dropped the last option too. It was basically the shot of Wendy, and I thought it looked really nice in the music video, but then when it's translated into a thumbnail, I just feel like you're not getting the details that you did when she's moving around. It was just looking a little bit odd. So we are left with these very strong 3 options. So again, for the last time in this video, do you prefer the original option number 1, option number 2, or option number 3? So before I get going, I did want to do some honorable mentions. So a few people actually suggested 21 and Big Bang's Lollipop. Now, is this a terrible thumbnail? Absolutely. Do I think I can fix it? Maybe, but at the same time, the video is just such low quality that, like, I feel like it's a little hope. You know what? We'll try to fix it anyways. I'm gonna try using Remini, and we'll see how. And I'm not saying this is like very reflective of how well Remini works. You know, there's just so much that app can do. I only use it for pictures that are slightly blurry. That app will literally add eyelids where eyelids are not supposed to be. So we'll fix this really quickly. We'll see what I can come up with. Okay, so as terrifying as that was, I actually took another screenshot, and I think this one looks kind of nice. I mean, considering the original thumbnail where people are just doing whatever, nothing is centered, nothing really makes sense, I do appreciate the styling in the original one because I think it's really iconic. I feel like these scenes in particular, where it kind of cuts to these random scenes with nice backgrounds, they're not the most significant in the music video, and I definitely wish we could have gotten that end gotten like a really good shot of the end screen, but otherwise, you know, these are our options. I'm not even gonna ask you which you guys like more because this is just kind of a little bit of a mess, but let's move on. Another thumbnail that people were suggesting was ITZY's Wannabe. Did I already fix ITZY Wannabe? I think it was not shot. Anyways, I don't think it's a terrible thumbnail, but what I did notice while I was looking it up is that it's pretty much exactly the same as their Icy thumbnail, just like in different color stories. So though the thumbnail originally I don't think is really that bad at all, I actually really love the colors, and you have everyone together, you have really nice outfits. I think it tells a nice story. Nevertheless, I still scrolled through the music video to try and find some scenes, but really, I just feel like whatever screenshots I did come across really weren't thumbnail material. They were nice shots on their own, but just weren't really cut out for a thumbnail material. But you can let me know, actually, and you can tag me or send me a DM if you found a better thumbnail. I find it really cool when you guys do that. And the last one that people were suggesting is Somi's tail. Are the colors beautiful? Absolutely not. Does it still tell a very beautiful story? I would say yes. I think that leg move is stunning. But again, I wanted to see if I could figure out something a little bit better, something with better colors, because again, the colors aren't really that intriguing, but it's really the scene itself that really takes center stage and I think is amazing. So I scrolled through the music video, and really there's not like a ton of things that I think would be amazing for the thumbnail, though I did find one that really fits the title itself, Tail. So it's just Somi with a bunch of tails around her. And just a little bit of a fun fact, when I reviewed Tail at my end of month review, I kept reading comments as Tail. And I kept wondering, I'm like, I literally did not talk about that Block B member. I don't know why people keep commenting about it, but anyways, I thought that was a funny little story. But yeah, that is basically it for this video. Thank you so much if you made it to this point. If you did, my watch time thanks you. Don't forget you can consider joining my channel members to help support this channel in a different way. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis, and it means the world to me. As for me, I'm gonna get going, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye! You know, rule number 1, you should probably make sure that you're recording audio. Well, you've been filming for 5 minutes. Just a thought, future Angelina.